Thank you. Moving on to the third question in the form. Education. What would you like to see done to improve access to language education throughout New Brunswick? English, French, Indigenous, newcomers, government employees, adult learners. Selon vous, qu'est-ce qui devrait être fait pour améliorer l'accès à l'apprentissage de la langue de Nouveau-Brunswick, anglais, français, autochtone, nouveaux arrivants, employés gouvernementaux, apprenants, adultes? First person to respond will be Mr. Stewart.
First of all, I'm the only MLA in recent memory that has made a motion for second language access training in colleges and French immersion in rural New Brunswick. The government didn't agree with me, and they felt that there was lots of official bilingualism, was their term. I'm not really sure what that means, but I know that in my riding, we're producing unilingual graduates. They're 18, they graduate, they speak one language, English. The reason, we don't have French immersion. We don't have second language access training. So if the Official Languages Act in '69 was about mutual respect and harmony, which I think was a good endeavor, how did it become to a point where acquiring a public service position makes being bilingual being a requirement as opposed to an asset, like it was through the 70s and through the 80s? Back then it was considered bricks and mortar. Well, people in Doketown or St. Stephen don't need to learn French because maybe no one there speaks French, so they just thought it would be too expensive in the 1970s and 80s. But back then, things were different with our Official Languages Act. And successive governments have continued to put little add-on pieces in. And many people in our own party do not want to acknowledge that we're part of that. And we have to. We tried, it failed. What has to be done? I have a background in teaching. My wife is a teacher. Today, you could take a smart board, which you're already paying for, video conferencing, telecollaboration. You're paying for the internet. You're paying for the ESL teacher. You're paying for the FSL teacher. Caracat and Blackville could learn both languages for free at the same time, as long as we used our technology that's right at our fingertips. So today, cost isn't the issue. The issue is that people were not provided the language, and the Act was never intended to make sure that everybody was bilingual. So we have to make a decision. What would I do? I would get rid of duality because it's not a constitutional term. I would get rid of the Official Languages Office because it's only been there 10 or 12 years and we've been bilingual for 50. And I would take that Official Languages Act and I would put it right back to what Louis Robichaud and Richard Hatfield intended, and I would leave it right there. But if a parent in New Brunswick wants their child to become bilingual, they should have that right, and that right will be given when I'm Premier of New Brunswick.